Good afternoon, it's Kinninigan. I just want to wish everyone happy Veterans Day. I am a veteran. I served in the National Guard from 1994 to 2000 with a security clearance. Yes, um, I was a unit administrator because I scored so high on the ASVAB exams for my intelligence that they saw great things in me. But 25 years later, I really nothing to fucking show for it. So I hope everyone's having a good Veterans Day. Me, I ain't doing anything today. I'm eating some chicken noodle soup probably right after this video because it's freezing out right now, and some crackers, and that's about it. That's all I'm doing today. Um, Running out of supplies. Then I'm gonna sit here and be grouchy all day, contemplating my life decisions. Was it really ever worth quitting my job, years ago and researching reptilians because I have nothing to fucking show for it. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive. When I go so many days without smoking marijuana, I start getting really I go through emotional phases because one, it's how I deal with ADHD. It's one of the reasons why I had to leave the military and not re-enlist. In fact, they didn't want me re-enlisting because they said that you're just someone that we can't control mentally. Your fucking brain is. We don't know where the hell your brain's in outer space all the time. And yeah, that could also be its own problem when you work for the government. They don't like free thinkers. And then once you go down that path and start contemplating the politics of war in general, yeah, that's not a road they want you to go down. So yeah, that's my veteran story there. But anyway, I hope everyone else has a good day. If you could support the channel, I'd appreciate it. I got like one cigarette left. I do want to do some lectures on reptilians because it's what I'm good at, and I have some new things that I've been, researching about reptilians and all that. But so yeah, it's about all I'm good for anymore. Anyway, so I hope everyone's having a good Veterans Day. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. Um, yeah, it's kind of quite honestly, there is another thing I'd like to talk about. I'm not going to do it today because it has to go in with the idea of loss feeding, the negative energy that reptilians and archons actually feed off of. And when I have a whole entire YouTube feed full of, here's one thing that does get me upset. There are a lot of content creators here on YouTube who are doing very well for themselves financially. Yeah, when you have an entire channel and we know you're doing okay, you're paying rent, you're apparently eating healthy. Maybe you're eating better lunch than chicken noodle soup today, and then you have a whole YouTube channel that's full of nothing about bitching about liberal politics and woke politics. You don't even know what the whole reason of the woke agenda was. It's not what you think. Okay, they hijack these different social movements like they do with everything, and so it's like really like it's kind of the metaphor of a rich Hollywood actor sitting in a multi-million-dollar mansion in the Hollywood Hills, bitching about modern day politics. Oh, is life really that bad? I'm sorry. Maybe you can go take a time out and go float in your backyard pool for a second while you're eating filet mignon and again preach to us about how bad the world is, right? So yeah, that goes in with the idea of loss feeding, that reptilians and archons actually feed off this negative energy, and we It's like we're becoming a society that's constantly at war with each other over stupid things. There is a reason why reptilians have infiltrated and control politics and religion because it's a way they can keep people divided. But it's getting worse by the day. It's not getting any better. And quite honestly, I'm finding a lot of these what were supposed to be MAGA conservatives are becoming more obnoxious than the friggin' liberals were. At least the liberals were getting paid by George Soros. I can understand why they were doing what they did. But now we got, now the pendulum has swung back, and now, this whole. And when I'm saying I see other things, like, there's a reason why I took down my recent videos. I'm done bitching about secret societies because there's nothing I can do about it. But what I can do is go straight to the top, which are the Alpha Draconians, and lecture about them and ways that they keep people divided. But the the dividing that's going on now, it's kind of senseless. The biggest threat to the reptilians, which you probably won't hear from any other reptilian researcher except me, and I will tell you the truth, is what they cannot have is a world that gets along and where everyone is happy and not divided, not at each other's throats over stupid things like skin color and politics, or sexual orientation, because you need to realize that the biggest threat to the Illuminati is everyone being happy. So, regardless of how you want to live your life, as long as you're not hurting other people and you're happy and in love, that's the most important thing. I gave up the ideas of ever being in love a long time ago when I started doing this. So, for me, it's fine. Uh, kind of like what priests do when they go into the priesthood, right? But I'm not. I'm not getting paid a stipend from the Vatican. Okay, I should be, but I'm not. And I'm not getting any kind of stipend for being a veteran for the United States. Once you're done your military service, let's be honest, they really don't give a shit about you after that. But there is a reason why a lot of veterans are heavy marijuana users. That's all I'm going to say. It's not a coincidence. A lot of us deal with depression after we get out of our military service, so it's kind of expected. At least I don't have to deal with post-traumatic stress disorder because I never actually served in combat. But at one point in my life, I would have died for anyone in this country to defend your constitutional rights, regardless of your religion, skin color, or sexual orientation. Because at the end of the day, we're all Americans, and at the end of the day, we're all humans. And until people realize the bigger things that are dividing us as a planet, we're never going to move ahead as a civilization. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. If you could support the channel, it would be awesome. Otherwise, look, I know I keep saying this, but I really do want to start live streaming again. It's what I'm good at. I can, and there was a time I was doing about 4 or 5 live streams a week. And yeah, my channel does. I do better financially when I do that because obviously people engage with live streams. And let's just say I never did a live stream where I was worried about buying a pack of cigarettes afterwards. Let's just say that. So uh, yeah, that's something I really need to start doing. Uh, yeah, giving a lecture about how reptilians actually feed off all this negative energy, and it's not helping anyone in the long run. I think what it is a lot of people are aggravated. They know something is wrong with this world, but they don't want to admit to what the real problem may be, like the fact that humans are not in control of this planet. Why are we not evolving as a species? And maybe we could start there. Anyway, if you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. Like I said, I'm going to go eat some chicken noodle soup and go feed the cats. And Who knows? The world works in mysterious ways. And who knows? Sometimes I get lucky and things change for me very quickly on financially. So we'll see. But I really do. Look, I'm a Leo. I'm not going to lie to you. Leo, if anyone should be streaming on on YouTube, should be a Leo. That's what we're actually made for. We're natural born performers, and we don't shy away from it. That's all I'm saying. So, and yeah, I've been going through a lot of my older videos that I have backed up at Odyssey, like lectures that I've done on live streams, and I don't want to re-upload old live streams that I've done before because sometimes there would be things I would say in those live streams that were only relevant to what was going on with current day politics, which changed every other day, even now. And so some of these things, it'd probably be better if I just redid a lot of these lectures that I did before. Plus, I know a lot more things than I did 5 years ago because of the research I've been doing. Um, so yeah, there are some topics I really do want to redo. One of them is being my most infamous reptilian conspiracy that I literally own that I need to publish before people do steal it from me, and that is the Han Purple lecture on how reptilians shapeshift with Han Purple Mercury and blood, and how interdimensional species can travel through dimensions, and of course the avian nature of reptilians themselves. They are not actually reptiles. They are not lizard people. They're and So, kind of just going back to basics about a lot of the things I know about reptilians, and quite honestly, I don't want to get bogged down in the negative cycle of just waking up every day being angry and bitching about what's going on in the world. My frustration is through my financial situation. I know what it is, and so I have to deal with that. And so, but it's a little frustrating. I mean, the whole the world's going to be in for a reckoning, and yeah. So anyway, it's kind of my Veterans Day rant. Now, I still am a soldier. I'm technically what's called Marisha Christo, which is soldier of Christ. And see, in ancient Rome, you were one of two things. You were either a pagan or Militia Christo, which is soldier of Christ. So yeah, guess I'm technically not a veteran because I still consider I don't call myself a light worker or spiritual warrior or any of these. I don't want to be associated in any of these new age ways to. I don't even like using the word conspiracy theorist or truther because those two words were invented by the CIA. Most people throwing around the word truther nowadays don't even know where it comes from. That was a term invented by the CIA to criticize anyone who was against the official 9/11 narrative. And conspiracy theorist comes from when JFK was assassinated. Anyone who didn't believe the official story was called a conspiracy theorist. So, yeah, the more you know. These are terms to discredit people, which at the end of the day is nothing more than gossip. And gossip is a tool of Lucifer and the reptilians. It's what I'm telling you right now. So stop labeling people. Besides, most of these people in modern times, they aren't real liberals. I'm more liberal than they are. And I'm more liberal in the sense that I realize that until human civilization can all get along and we all stop hating each other and we all start, getting along, love and unity is the most powerful weapon to take the Illuminati down. And as long as we stay divided or frustrated or, you know, angry all the time and everything, They thrive because they literally feed on negative emotions like crack. It's a drug to them. It's called loosh. Loosh. So yeah, we need to do a live stream on loss feeding. Loss, loose, you can pronounce it any way you want. We're not here for linguistics, are we? I hope not. And you got to realize a lot of these divide and conquer tactics are nothing more than metaphors of the Tower of Babel. Keep people confused and unable to communicate with each other. And because, in all honesty, there isn't as many Alpha Draconians on planet Earth as you might think. In fact, according to my book, I mean, what do I know? I'm only, I could be wrong, but according to my book, I'll tell you a little secret. In There are only about, well, in ancient times there was, only about 313 Alpha Draconian reptilians. You have about 13 of GG, well, 12 of GG. You have the one Momotiamat, which might not be a name you've ever heard, but she is the one, according to the Amana Elish, who bore all the GG, and then it is the GG, a GG who create the 300 Anuna, or Anunnaki. So how do 313 reptilians control 8 billion people on planet Earth? Well, it started with the Tower of Babel. And that kept people divided so they can start gossip and propaganda about other cultures. And in ancient times, they would keep people divided by war, or my God's better than your God. And nothing new under the sun. The same stuff's going on today. And so if there's anything I'd like to change on my channel, it would be to actually start doing positive videos. And I'm starting to learn more and more every day that it is the humans who have sold out their own species to serve in secret societies or become black magicians that are the biggest threat to humans, even more so than the Alpha Draconians, because they are parasites at the end of the day. And parasites are going to do what parasites do. But they're not, if everyone just stopped going along with all these divide and conquer tactics, they would lose power. One of the biggest threat to the Illuminati is the human emotion of love. Because Alpha Draconians are, first of all, androgynous. There is no male or female within the Alpha Draconian species. And there's nothing more that they despise than humans in love, because when you are in love, you vibrate at a higher frequency. Am I getting a little new age preachy for you? Well, it's actually based in reality. These are actually things taught in all philosophical religions, including Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism. Yes. In fact, in Buddhism, one of the ways to dispel demons is by showing them love and compassion. As hard as that may sound to do, it is the truth, though. That's how you dispel demons. Demons thrive on fear. And I'm just tired of being angry all the time. That's all. I think the whole world is. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good Veterans Day. If you're a fellow veteran, thank you for your service. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. I'm not a very complex person. I have simple needs. Yeah, I can get a little temperamental. Uh, um, I don't like it, but what I need to start doing is finding ways that I can take all the things that I've learned over the years and put them in some type of package where, let's be honest, this is put put it into way, whether it's a book or videos or podcasting, something that I could do where I can financially support myself. And like I said, and it's also it's becoming frustrating. If you got a YouTube channel with 1 million subs, and what are you bitching about at the end of the day? Seriously, like, are you? Does the LGBTQ community trigger you so much because you're an in the closet homosexual? Because I'm going to tell you the truth right now. Hey, do it makes you happy, and if that includes whatever kind of relationship, who cares? Because I'm telling you right now, having everyone getting along, being in love, and doing what's actually in their hearts and living their best life is going to be the biggest threat to the Illuminati. So I don't care how people choose to find happiness as long as you're finding it. Because at the end of the day, that is the biggest threat to taking down the Illuminati and the whole demonic realm. And it's kind of a reoccurring story told within all religious pantheons how Lucifer and his demonic realms actually work by keeping people divided. You got to remember all the people promoting. I'm talking about like in politics. One of the videos I made recently that YouTube didn't like, I had to take that down because, of course, they wouldn't have liked it. But that was a video I made about Black Prince Hall Freemason, showing you that all the civil rights leaders like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, Barack Obama, are all Black Prince Hall Freemason, telling you all day how racist you are and how racist the country is and how every yet they sold out their own kind to go serve in Babylon. Yeah, let's be honest. And I'm seeing nothing new under the sun. I'm seeing Freemason try to start MAGA war with other Freemasons. I know, I'm just sick of it. Um, I don't want to get caught into that cycle. And now it's just like spiraling out of control now. Uh, anyway, we'll see. My life's been a roller coaster. Hopefully, I'm back on an upswing pretty soon. I should be. I've been in the pits for a while now. And that was mainly because of all the YouTube channels I lost. Which, yeah, at the end of the day, they can take my YouTube channels down all they want. Um, People are always going to want to know about reptilians, and there's a reason why. I think it's embedded in our DNA that we know something is not right on this planet. And I also see exactly what's going on between the lines here because mysteriously, a lot of people who were supposedly, quote unquote, banned off YouTube many years ago, they're all coming back. I was here the whole time. I never left, okay? Give me credit for that one. I never fled to BitChute. I never fled to Rumble. I never fled to one of those, whatever, alternative media sites where you have, quote unquote, free speech because no, you don't. I proved that with Rumble when they cut my stream on Pizzagate. It's one of the only reasons, biggest reasons I supported Trump because of what he was doing with child trafficking in his first term. And now suddenly the Epstein list doesn't exist anymore. Now I could tear apart the MAGA movement. Yes, I know that MAGA is the highest degree in the Church of Satan. I know that already. There were things I chose to ignore simply because at the end of the day I was trying to help the children. Because unfortunately for me, I'm probably never going to have children. So it was a subject that I took kind of personally. Some of us aren't blessed enough to have a family, so I don't like seeing other people abuse children, family, animals, Well, I have cats, so. Anyway, that's all for my rant today. Any questions or comments, leave them below. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. Take care, and God bless.